I can confirm that an analysis of the IDF operational systems indicates that a barrage of rockets was fired by terrorists in Gaza, passing in close proximity to the Al-Hali al-Ma'adi hospital in Gaza at the time it was hit. Intelligence from few sources that we have in our hands indicates that the Islamic Jihad is responsible for the failed rocket launch which hit the hospital in Gaza. I repeat, this is the responsibility of Islamic Jihad that killed innocents in the hospital in Gaza.
Immediate ceasefire. He is capable of telling Israel enough is enough. You have to stop this carnage against the Palestinian people in the Gaza Strip. Let this stop. Let humanitarian assistance take place. Do not displace 2 million Palestinians and push them in the direction of Jordan. And then let's begin a political horizon, as our brother from Egypt has indicated. We need a political process that will end the occupation as quickly as possible and to implement the global consensus on the two-state solution. Our state will be on the 4th of June of 1967 borders with East Jerusalem as its capital. If we start as quickly as possible moving in the direction of that option, where there is global consensus around it, then it means that those who are stubborn, who think that they can solve the problem by eliminating the Palestinian people, to wake up and to see that the only possible option is to end the occupation and to allow for the two-state solution to take place. The cancellation of the summit, first of all, President Abbas said that he cannot attend, and he went back to Ramallah, and I expect him that he is speaking to giving a national speech as we speak now. It might be in your in your outfit, in your Al Arabiya and Al Jazeera and all of them. He is talking to the Palestinian people and to everyone as we speak, I believe, and he asked for a meeting for the Palestinian leadership. So that's what he did. I understand that our Egyptian brothers canceled the hotels of their today after this massacre. Therefore, they canceled the participation, but I think my brother will speak to that. Yes, and then of course our Jordanian brothers said that we cannot have a summit with these conditions. We don't know what the other President Biden is still going there or not, but he canceled President Biden too. Okay, so that because the only thing that would make sense if he made ceasefire immediately, and I'm coming to force the implementation of ceasefire.
The Israeli Prime Minister today said, and I quote, the intelligence from multiple sources said that it's the Islamic Jihad is responsible for the failed rocket launch. Your response?
He is a liar. His spokesperson and digital spokesperson tweeted that Israel did the hit, thinking that there is around this hospital a base for Hamas, and then he deleted that tweet. We have a copy of that tweet, and Talal can share with you that tweet. Now they change the story to try to blame the Palestinians. It is a lie, and the Israeli spokesperson of the army, about a week ago, made a statement in which he said, evacuate the hospitals are target, and in fact they hit one hospital a week ago. So their intentions is evacuate or hospitals will be hit, and they are responsible for that crime, and they cannot fabricate stories to deal with it.
Good morning, everyone. We are organizing this meeting to appeal to the international community to work towards ending this violence, ending this massive humanitarian disaster that's happening, and providing assistance, humanitarian relief, as much as possible.
To what Mahmoud said. this is a crime against humanity, and then that would be something that, if it is allowed to happen, that will haunt each and every one of us and those responsible for such a crime. Therefore, it is our collective duty not to allow that crime to take place. We will continue knocking on the door of the Security Council to shoulder its responsibility. It is the party in the UN that is responsible for the maintenance of international peace and security. So if some of you do not listen to us, I hope that they listen to the expert and to those who are specialized on these issues on the field.
OCHA, Ms. Joyce Messiah, the Assistant Secretary General and Deputy Emergency Relief Coordinator.
Thank you for convening this meeting and for the opportunity to brief you on the humanitarian situation in and around the Gaza Strip. That situation, which continues to unfold as we speak, can only be described as an utter catastrophe. In just 10 days since Hamas militants attacked Israel on the 7th of October, the death toll has already exceeded that of the 2014 hostilities, which lasted more than 7 weeks. So far, more than 2,800 Palestinians have been killed, more than 10,850 injured, and hundreds are believed to be trapped under rubble. Israeli authorities have also now confirmed that 1,300 Israelis have been killed and more than 4,100 injured. Nearly 200 remain captive. They must be treated humanely. Hostages must be released immediately. Humanitarians have not been spared. 15 UNRWA staff and 5 from the Red Cross and Red Crescent movement have been killed. As hostilities escalate, these numbers will only rise, and an already dire humanitarian situation will continue to deteriorate. It is now estimated that as many as 1 million people have fled their homes to other parts of Gaza. In reality, civilians have nowhere to go, nowhere to escape the bombs and missiles, and nowhere to find water or food or to escape the unfolding humanitarian catastrophe. Humanitarian supplies are on standby. The UN and other humanitarian organizations have stocks of food, water, non-food items, medical supplies, and fuel available in Egypt, Amman, the West Bank, and Israel, ready to be delivered now or within hours.
For the past 5 days, Gaza has had no electricity supply, pushing vital services, including health, water, and sanitation, to the brink of collapse and worsening food insecurity. I reiterate that the complete siege of the entire Gaza population, exacerbated by the evacuation order imposed upon half of it, amounts to collective punishment of the Gaza population in violation of international humanitarian law and resulting in serious violations of their human rights. I call for the immediate lifting of these measures and also urge all parties to create humanitarian corridors between Gaza and Egypt through Rafah crossing to allow access to sufficient humanitarian aid and safe corridors for people to go to places where they can access this aid. I also call for an immediate humanitarian pause in the hostilities to allow entry of humanitarian aid. Humanitarian corridors should also enable safe movement of persons who wish to leave Gaza, but should not be used as an instrument of forcible displacement. The people of Gaza must be able to return to their homes when hostilities cease. The protection of civilians is paramount, and time is of essence to prevent a further humanitarian and human rights catastrophe.
Ambassador Mahmoud, my dear brother, happy to attend this very important meeting. Donors and countries of the region are pledging and are providing a lot of assistance. What remains to be seen is to see that assistance going and having access to the Gaza Strip. According to the Situation Room we have and the reports I'm receiving, up till the moment, no. This does not happen. We are engaging with the US, with UN officials. Everyone is on their toes, trying to see this happening and so on. We continue to hope that this would happen soon to alleviate the suffering. We are hosting a summit, a regional summit and international summit coming Saturday. That issue will be debated as well. At the end of the day, that conflict is all about the failure of the whole international community to find and to preserve the two-state solution.
I just want to start by saying that half of the 2.1 million people living in Gaza are children. And I think many of us in the room are parents. So imagine you're a parent living in Gaza and there's absolutely nothing you can do to protect your child, to give them a sense of security or safety or a sense of hope. And that's what should motivate every one of us to try to do everything to address this crisis. But as of 16 October, at least 724 Palestinian children have been reported killed and 2,450 reported as injured, largely from Ministry of Health, Palestinian Ministry of Health sources.
The US has condemned at all levels the brutality of Hamas's attacks that set this humanitarian crisis in motion. And now, clearly, the vast majority of the families are suffering through no fault of their own. The President will begin his travel in the region tomorrow on Wednesday. We are actively engaged with other partners in the region, including the United Nations, to help meet the needs of people in Gaza. The United States is proud to be the largest international humanitarian donor to the Palestinian people.